Happy Easter!
Hi guys, and happy Easter to everyone. I hope you all had a great weekend, or having a great weekend, because it's still Easter in some parts of the world. First of all, I thought I would do a video to start the month off to say that we are going to attempt VEDA. A few people have asked in the comments if I was, so I thought I'd attempt it again at every other time. Last time in August, our internet decided that, and it wasn't our internet, it was our modem died, and then I obviously couldn't upload any videos, so it was like, oh, this didn't work. I think it was Vlogmas actually, that was the one. And then in August I got sick, so we are going to try and do it again. We're pretty settled now in our routines and stuff. I'm still getting used to not doing anything, but yeah, and this little munchkin is getting good, even though it's her cranky hour, so we'll see how this video goes. So first of all, I went through heaps of comments and got some questions, because I thought I was going to ask earlier today on Instagram and Facebook for questions, but then forgot because it's Easter Sunday and I was doing other stuff. So I have gone through and got a heap of questions from previous videos and my last Q&A, which was like 15 months ago, so, and I'll answer them now. So first off, I've had a lot of questions lately about why can't I drive. After I had baby Nora, who's cranky pants here, I had a seizure, and due to Australian law, across the board, you cannot drive for 6 months. So even if I was to get clearance to say that it won't happen again, it is a very, very rare occurrence that it would happen again. At this stage it was an eclamptic seizure, I think they've called it. So yeah, so that's pretty much after 6 weeks. Nora is now nearly 8 weeks, so it's very, very rare to have another one. So we've gone past that. Yeah, so it's everything so far, I'm assuming, has come up clear, because I haven't got any phone calls, so from all the tests I've done. So the next one, we've had a few people ask since moving, because where we previously lived, the kids attended private school, and they've asked whether they're still attending private school, and yes, they are attending a private school, the same religious denomination, I guess you would say. So yeah, and that's it. And I do get a lot of questions about religion. We had decided when we first started, well, sort of getting into our channel, because we didn't really start our channel. We used to just post videos for our family. When we first started, that we wouldn't make our religion a topic, or we wouldn't really mention it in anything, and we've kept that out. So all religions feel like they can watch our videos without feeling the overpoweringness of our religion. So we've kept it like that, and we will keep it like that at this stage. Yes, we are religious, but for our channel, no, we're not. So if that makes sense. So our next question I get quite a bit, or when I post things about school holidays, people seem to get confused in the Australian how holidays work. So all kids in a public system get 6 weeks at Christmas time. Generally they start the Friday before Christmas. So I think last year, technically, whatever, the one that's just gone past, they actually went on holidays like 2 days before Christmas, if I'm correct. Whereas our kids, because they're in private school, start mid-December, so they get 2 months off. It's 2 months, 7 or 8 weeks. But I believe they go back a few days earlier than public schools. Well, so far they have. So that has worked. So that's how theirs worked for the summer break. Then for spring break, which is what they're on currently, spring Easter break, I'm not spring, it's fall here. Fall Easter break. For autumn, we call it autumn. Break, they get 2 weeks. Ours get 2.5 weeks. Almost 3 weeks. Actually, I think they're having 3 weeks. Because they finished on a Wednesday and they go back on a Thursday. So yeah, they get 3 weeks. It's just weirdly spaced out. So they get 3 weeks. Public schools get 2 weeks and 1 day. Yep. Because of Good Friday. So they got the Friday off. Winter holidays, public schools get 2 weeks. Our kids in their private system get 2.5 to 3 weeks as well. In the spring holidays, which is in late September, early October, depending on what state you're in, public system 2 weeks, same private school 2.5, 3 weeks. I do know some private schools do it differently, whereas they have a chunk in the middle so they can go overseas, but ours don't do that. And I haven't noticed any other schools like our type do that either. But yeah, and then they're back to their other one, the summer ones. Victorian kids in private schools, I really don't know what public schools do. So when we have the Melbourne Cup, have 4-day holiday for the Melbourne Cup. So it's technically just a really long weekend. So the Melbourne Cup is always on the first Tuesday of November. So they get the Monday off as well, because I guess the teachers want that day off to have a long weekend, so they've made it like that. So that's how ours have the days off. So that's that. Now, other people have gotten confused with school camps. See, our schools, our kids go on camp, but they're run by the schools. So they go. So Andrew was Andrew's in year 9, and he went on year 9 adventure camp recently, and I mentioned it, or I posted a photo on Instagram. I don't know if I put it on video. That he had returned from his adventure camp. So they basically took them out into the bush and they wandered around all week. And yeah, that's basically it. And tried not to keep them all alive in the bush. And yeah, so that's that camp. And then they go on other camps where they go horse riding, and there's one in the city. I don't know if our kids, this school does it. It's one in the city that they do, and there's ones where they do adventure things, rope courses, canoeing, different adventure things, that sort of thing. So year 3 kids, I think it's year 3, usually go for 2 or 3 days, till year 6, and year 6 go for a week, and then year 7 go for 4 days, and then so on. And then our school does other ones that last for 10 days, so I'm not sure what public schools does, because ours aren't in public. So that's what our kids do. So I believe in the US you pick where your kids go, or if your kids go to camp in school holidays, correct me if I'm wrong, and the style of camp they go to. We don't do that. I believe there is camps like that here, and I do know that some people do send their kids to American camps like that from here, and we have looked into it for our kids, so maybe we'll mention that or figure that part out later on. But yeah, I'd like our kids to do that as well. So we're looking at to the future, probably soon, because Andrew's in year 9. Another one that I get heaps of comments, more comments than questions, my arm's getting tired, about is why haven't we adopted any kids? So I have mentioned it in other videos where we are registered foster carers, so we can have foster children. Actually not in this area, because we're registered in our old area. So we can have foster children. We were doing it, and then our agency closed down. We loved our agency. They were really good. And we got a new agency, which was okay and good, but they weren't they kept sending us really complex kids that didn't work. And yeah, and it didn't work for us anymore. And they had really strict rules on if what were they? If you had a child under 1, you couldn't have a foster child in your house. So we had Cooper, even though we had foster children when we got changed. So they let us keep that child, but then got really weirded and wouldn't let us have any more. So anyway, so that was it. So here in Australia, to adopt, you pretty much can only adopt, as far as I know, unless it's changed in the last, I think, 10 years, since I last looked up of it. But you can only adopt your first child, and you can adopt two, I think, or a sibling group, but only from selected countries, and the wait is like a very long time. Foster children always stay as wards of the state, generally. That was when we were doing it. We haven't done it since Cooper was a baby, so, but we are still registered. So yeah, so at the time you can have long-term foster children, so you have the care of them long-term, but at any point their parents could get them back, because that's the main priority for the state here, is to give the children back. So if mum and dad are in jail, or one died and one's in jail, or one can't have them for whatever reason, they always have to have the option to go back to mum and dad, which is great in some circumstances, but it's not great in other circumstances. So we had kids that were bouncing back and forward, and it just mucks them up. So anyway, I won't get into that. But adoption is extremely hard. I would love to adopt, but I would more adopt sibling groups that couldn't get adopted, or older kids. So that isn't an option for us at the moment. We don't have the room, and yeah, the legal part of it isn't available. So yeah, so we know we can't adopt in that sense. So that's it. So since moving, we do have people messaging us about a house tour. I did say when we moved that it would be a while, especially now I can't get out to get, we got rid of a lot of our furniture, so storing everything is really hard. It's actually gone good. It's actually been good, because I've gotten a lot of stuff just to get it out of the way. A lot of the boys' clothes that they don't fit anymore, I've donated to people that have kids of that age that are struggling a bit. So yeah, people that we know. So they've all gone. What else? So I will do a house tour eventually. Probably not for a very long time. I'll do more room tours once I finish them. I've almost finished Harry, Joel and Tyler's room, so I will hopefully have that over hopefully this month. So I think that's all I got out of all the comments and stuff. Yeah, so if you have any videos you'd like to see me do at any time, or this month, let me know below in the comments. So like, subscribe and comment below, guys. Bye.